I want to thank everybody for being here, particularly our witnesses, even you, Mr. LaPierre. It's good to see you again. I guess we tangled.
We have.
We tangled, what was it, 18 years ago? You look pretty good, actually.
I will give a little prerogative to the laughter on that one, but please go ahead.
I'd like to add something to the record, Mr. Chairman. Page 44 of the Department of Justice report, assault weapons as a percentage of gun traces, which shows a 70% decline from 92-93 to 2001, 2000.
Without objection, so.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Chief Johnson, I'd like to talk with you. First of all, I am very grateful for the support of your organization, of the Major Chiefs, and the International Association of Chiefs of Police, as well as trauma surgeons who see what these guns do in tearing apart bodies. I have become very concerned as I looked at the bill before in '93 at the technological improvement in these weapons over these years. And one of the things that we've tried to do in this new bill is prevent that from happening in the future. In looking at the AR-15 magazine on a device which is legal called a slide fire, I note that with practice, a shooter may control his rate of fire from 400 to 800 rounds per minute, or shoot 2, 3, or 4 rounds at a time, and just as easily fire single shots. So this is a weapon, and I think Ms. Trotter's right. It apparently is versatile. It apparently is rather easy to use, but it has tremendous velocity, and tremendous killing power. And I suspect tears young bodies apart. Additionally, it's my understanding that Mrs. Lanza actually gave this gun to her son. Is that correct?
These guns used in Newtown were not stolen, Professor. They were in the home, accessible to the shooter.
Thank you.
It's a major problem. Safety and security of weapons. In my jurisdiction, 2 school shootings, safety and security of weapons would have made a difference in that case. And Senator, in your bill, I salute and applaud you for including a safety and security measure.
Well, thank you very much, Chief. This is such a hard debate because people have such fixed positions. Police, I think, see killings as they are. Many people do not. So, in a sense, the streets speak about this issue. The more you add highly technologically efficient weapons, which are originally designed to kill people in close combat, and they fall in the hands of the wrong people. It's my understanding that Mrs. Lanza's son, the shooter in this case, had no mental health record. Is that correct?
It is my understanding that no record exists. It is my understanding that there was ample evidence, though, amongst those close to him that there was a serious problem.
Which is really something that I think we need to tackle today. Mental health laws are usually the preserve of the state and the local governments. They provide the facilities. Do you have any suggestions there with respect to anything that we might be able to do to improve mental health laws nationally, which might catch people who are a danger to themselves or others in this area?
This is a major problem for law enforcement. Citizens, police officers, doctors, parents can petition for an emergency evaluation when they see behavior that presents an individual as being a danger to themselves or others. And it's really important that we all do this. It's a tough decision because sometimes you have to make it against your own son. Very, very hard. It could affect their entire life, but it has to be done. The improvement that needs to be made is we have to have this information entered instantly into a data system in the event that the individual tries to go out within 24 hours to get a gun. The fellow in Wisconsin that went into the salon to shoot his wife, he wanted a gun fast. He wanted it fast. He was hot. He was emotional. He was out of control. And he wanted to get a gun fast. And the way you do that is you reach out outside the established background check system and acquire it. If that record would have been entered into the system's domestic violence order, it would have been entered instantly, like we can do today, all right, in many areas. That gun could have been, a gun could have been prevented from getting in the hands of a person who's going to carry it out when they're at a high emotional stage. This is really, really important.
We have millions and millions of big clips. The Aurora shooter used a 100-round drum. Fortunately, it jammed. Otherwise, he would have killed more people. I think most people believe that, sure, we can have guards at schools. I'm well aware that at Columbine, there was a deputy sheriff who was armed who actually took a shot but couldn't hit the shooter there. The question comes, what do you do about the malls then? What do you do about our movie theaters? What do you do about businesses? We can't have a totally armed society. And that's my feeling in terms of the need to say that there are certain categories of guns. We actually exempt over 2,000 specific weapons by make and model name to create and then ban about 158 assault weapons and go to a one characteristic test. You have looked at this bill. Do you believe it will be effective?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I believe that holistically addressing all the issues in the President's plan, as well as a comprehensive universal background check procedure, banning high-capacity magazines, and banning the sale of assault weapons. Frankly, collectively, all these together will create a system. The best way to stop a bad guy from getting a gun in the first place is a good background check.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank
This has been a Sunfish production.